a restorative practice. So if you'd like to gather your props, perhaps a block, a blanket. If you have an eye pillow, that's always fun, and a bolster. If you do not have these tools, you can use a pillow from your sofa, perhaps an armrest, or a pillow from your bed. And any blanket will do. And if you don't have blocks, you can always use just a couple of big books. So obviously today we're going to do a little bit of restorative yoga. So I'm placing some of my props on the side. And I'm going to first start with some breath work. So our breathing techniques are meant to either stimulate the body or to relax the body. So obviously if we're doing restorative, we want that parasympathetic nervous system to calm down, to de-stress, to get rid of some cortisol in the body, and to bring ourselves into a better place. So, we're going to start with what we call a square breath or balanced breath. You're breathing into the count of 4, you're holding to the count of 4, you're releasing to the count of 4, and holding for the count of 4. So if you can just picture your breath going around in a square, you can take that breath, breathing it in, and then pausing, breathing it out, and then pausing. So just to balance your body, your mind, and your breath, let's just try a few rounds of that. So first we'll start with, if you have a blanket, you can place it underneath your sit bones, and you can feel a little bit taller through the spine. You can place your hands on your knees, or if you want, you can place them upward to receive energy. And if it feels good, you could actually place them right in the center of your body, or heart to belly. So I'm going to cue it. You can close your eyes. Take a few normal breaths just to kind of see where you're at today. And usually at the beginning of a practice, our out breath is deeper than my in breath because I'm releasing out. And that's what this practice is about, releasing. Tension in the body, tension in the mind, and tension in the breath. Because we know when we get nervous or frightened, we hold our breath. So let's get rid of that part of our breath today. And as you're breathing in and breathing out, just observe what's happening. Be mindful of the breath. And then imagine yourself just sitting on your blanket, nice and tall through the spine, lengthening through the crown of the head, as if you have this nice string going straight up to the top of the sky. Elongate the body, energize your spine, and breathe in, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Continue a few more rounds at your own breath pace. See how that creates a nice balance in the mind. At the bottom of your breath, taking your hands to the heart center and just taking a moment to settle the mind. Going to take 3 cleansing breaths. Breathe in through the nose. And then when you're ready, you're going to breathe out, nice and big, out the mouth. Breathe in. Find that pause. When you're ready, big sigh out. One more at your own breath pace. Slightly bow your head and take a moment to set your own intentions for being on the mat today. And then interlace those fingers and just press away all the small stuff, all of the big stuff, whatever you need to get rid of. Taking the arms up towards the sky on a big inhale breath. We'll exhale, taking that right wrist, left wrist, and just taking it over to one side. Inhale, taking the arms up towards the sky. Lifting upward and taking it over to the other side. Stay nice and tall through your spine. Try that 2 more times at your breath pace. Just reaching up first. Extension on that inhale breath, bringing it over, keeping your head parallel. And then inhaling. Grounding through the sit bones, taking both arms up and really stretching over, getting some nice extension through that rib cage. Inhale, back up. Beautiful. On that next inhale, breath coming through. Exhaling into cactus arms. Look up towards the sky. Open the heart center. Inhale, neutralizing the spine, taking the arms up, gazing up, palms touch. And then exhale, nice big open heart. Breathe into your heart center. Let that glow. One more time, breathing it up. Palms touch, fingers are nice and wide. Exhale. We'll take our hands back towards the heart center, relaxing through the shoulders. Interlace the fingers. And just do a slight tug just to get a nice release through the joints of the wrist and the fingers. It kind of feels good. And then be sure that your elbows are below your shoulder as you exhale over towards the right, keeping those elbows nice and wide. Sit bones are grounded. Look towards your shoulder or your elbow. Big breath in. On the exhale breath, we're drawing that navel to the spine. On the next inhale breath, we're coming back through the center. And we're exhaling over to the other side. Relax your shoulders. Big breath in. Exhale out. Coming back through the center. Arms come up towards the sky. Let those palms be up towards the sky. Stretch again. Open up. Nice big wide fingers. And then take your hands behind you. Place them on your blanket or behind you, palms facing in, fingers facing out. Lift up through the rib cage. Take a nice deep breath in here. Fill up both sides of the body, really, really, really big. Let the belly lift up, and then on the exhale breath, slightly tuck that chin toward the chest, getting a nice release through the whole spine. And then we'll do that 2 more times. We'll inhale, we'll lift as a slight cat-cow action. We're really allowing that heart center to open, maybe finding your pause here. And on that exhale breath, slowly bringing it back and down. One more time. Inhaling, lifting upward. Oh, roll those shoulders back, maybe extend the head back. And then on the inhale breath, we lift the head first and then we start to exhale. Arms to the sky. Exhaling the hands down toward the heart. So again, you can do this with or without a bolster. So I'm just going to demonstrate with that today. So we're going to take this first into a nice shoulder stretch. We're going to come through. We're going to place our hands in front. And we're just going to lower the head down. So you notice I have an eye pillow. I also have a towel. So if it feels good and you don't want to get any oils on your bolster, you can always use that towel. I'm going to stretch out in front, really stretch my body, and I'm going to place my forehead right on my bolster. So for some of you, this forward fold might be too intense. You can always come up onto your knees and onto your blanket. I'll show you that in a moment, but let's get everybody settled in. So if you're taking this, your shoulders and your fingers are lined up. The crown of the head is coming towards your bolster, so there's a little bit of a chin lock here, a throat lock. And then I'm relaxing my hands. I'm not holding tension in them. I'm just letting them flop. For those of you that may not be able to do that, you can always take your blanket, use that for your knees. Spread them nice and wide. And you're coming basically into a child's pose. So taking that out in front, lengthening through, forehead comes down. Big breath into the body, exhale it out. So child's pose or seated forward fold or grounding poses, you're allowing your body to relax into those, just giving yourself that opportunity to unwind. I kind of think of these as emptying out your mind. So you're forward folding, you're just emptying out your vessel. So if you think of it that way, maybe you can let go of some thoughts as they come into your mind, just allowing yourself to breathe in a thought. And if it comes, you just let it go. Just let it go out into the let it go out into the universe, and just allow yourself to really get that stretch. So just relaxing it down. Notice how gravity starts to take over, and as you do this, excuse me, I closed my throat chakra. So as you do this, you can allow yourself to really sink down a little bit deeper into it. You start to feel your body just letting go. And as gravity takes over, it kind of sinks down. You can stay here for as long as it feels good to you. For purposes of the video, I'm going to just kind of cut it a little short at times. But just allow yourself that movement now from side to side, and allow yourself to just kind of get a nice stretch, maybe taking your shoulder and your ear towards each other, giving that nice side stretch. On the next inhale breath, we'll lift. Exhale it over to the other side. See what it does to your body. Inhaling back up. Exhaling over to the other side. And let's do that 2 more times. Just kind of swaying from side to side. Then we'll come back to the center and we'll come onto all fours. So depending on how you took that, whether it was in child's pose or seated forward fold, we'll come over onto all fours. And you can use this blanket folded, but not too high. Notice where mine is. It's at a 2nd level. I'm taking my knees underneath my hips, my hands underneath my shoulders, and I'm spreading it nice and wide. I'm going to rotate my ankles. Oh, listen to those crackles and pops. And then I'm going to just sway my body from side to side. Looking over the shoulder, adding a little bit more. And then I'm going to come through, neutralize everything, just a tabletop position. And when I come into my cat-cow, I want to start at the base of my spine. So I'm going to tuck my tailbone, squeeze those hip bones towards each other as I start to round, and I look behind, straightening my feet to my knees. And then inhaling and lengthening, just allowing everything to open up. I'm taking that nice and slowly, getting into each of the vertebrae. We'll take 2 more. And then let's take the knees nice and wide, toes together. Walk your hands out to the side, getting a nice stretch here. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Find that pause, and on an exhale breath, a big sigh out the mouth. On your next inhale breath, we'll start to lift. We'll come through. We're going to take our knees underneath our hips again, coming into a shoulder stretch. So I'm going to walk back towards the edge of my blanket. I'm going to take out my right arm and just thread it underneath, allowing my head to rest on my blanket, getting a shoulder stretch. My palm again is soft, and I'm allowing my head to come to the mat. So some of you might need to adjust. Find where it feels like a great soft spot for your shoulder. And then if you want, you could take that top arm up, rotate the palm, and reach behind for your hip pocket. Be kind to your shoulders, so whatever range of motion you have is fine. Just enjoy melting into the mat. And take some nice deep breaths here. Just allow your body again to come into a space of peace, of calm. On our next inhale breath, first take the arm that you've taken behind you, place it on the mat, and use that as leverage to come out of this posture. Take your hands nice and wide on your mat, and just take a few cat-cows here, allowing your neck, your shoulder to feel the benefits of what we're doing to our body. And then we're going to take it on the other side. The right hand comes in, left arm comes out. We sweep it underneath. We find that place of peace where our neck is supported, our shoulder is supported. And then we can take that opposite arm up, rotate the palm, reach behind. And some nice deep breathing here. Empty, empty, empty. On our next inhale breath, we're taking the arm up, rotate that shoulder. Take the palm to the earth, press, use that to push yourself up. Take your hands nice and wide on the mat, maybe taking them a little further this time. Big cat-cow, just allowing the shoulders, the elbows, everything to start rotating in a forward, backward, upward, downward motion. And then taking any movement that feels really good to you. Let your body be fluid, like you're just swimming through the water, just allowing some nice movement, some peace, some calm. And then if it feels good, taking it around in a circular motion, working into the hips a little bit. Using that inhale breath to come forward. And the exhale breath to come back. Inhaling it forward. Exhaling it back. Find your wide child's pose. Placing your forehead down on the mat. Empty, empty, empty. Empty out the thoughts in the mind. Think of yourself as that vessel you're emptying out at the beginning of your practice. Take a nice deep breath in. On an exhale breath, breathe out the mouth. And then we'll come back up. We'll take that nice and wide again, coming in the opposite direction. So allowing yourself to find that movement. Inhaling it forward and exhaling back. Whatever direction you went to the first time, come to the opposite direction. And then again, we'll come back. We'll take the hands behind us. We'll rotate those wrists, open and close the fingers, and then maybe even clasp your hands behind you. A little shoulder stretch here as you come forward into that forward fold. Crown head can come down. You can get a little bit of a head rush. And then if you want, you can take your arms up towards the sky, or you can bring them down by your side, whichever works best for you. Variations to suit the shape of your body. If your arms are up towards the sky, slowly lower them down. Let the palms face up, shoulders relaxed. Maybe take your head to one side. Few breaths here. Inhale, lengthen, exhale to the other side. On your next inhale breath, we come forward, lengthen, come off your knees a little bit. And we're going to set ourselves up for a heart opener. So now's the time if you have your block. You can place it sideways on your mat. We're going to take our bolster, placing it on top of that block. So you could use, again, two books, a bed pillow, a sham, and you can either use your blanket. If you have, sometimes people put their head in an awkward position, so they're too hyperextended. So if you have that hyperextension, you can always place a blanket here so that your head is supported. And if you have another blanket, if you like to have a lot of cushioning, you can always take your same blanket or a different blanket. And you can allow that to lie flat so that your body's in that. So I'm going to demonstrate without the blanket. So you can just decide what you want to do. I'm going to come and I'm going to sit against my bolster. And another variation would be just giving you some options. Roll some blankets underneath your knees so you get support. So everyone's going to come into this slightly different. And we're going to take our hips or our lower back and place it right into your bolster. And then when you lie down, you come through. If you have anything in your hair, get rid of that. And just allow yourself that elongation. So we're going to take our hands behind the skull. I'm going to lengthen. And then I'm going to place my head down because I want my spine to be nice and open, even my cervical spine. And with that, I can take my shoulder blades into that bolster. And I could take my arms by my side. Variation on my legs. I can stay where I am in cobblers. I can bend my knees. I can walk my feet out, keep my knees bent in. I can extend my legs long. Whoops. I personally like this one for myself. And if I was staying a long time, I would definitely put something underneath my knees. And then if you have your eye pillow, you can always use a scented towel, placing some scents on the towel. Place the towel over your eyes. Use a fresh one every day. And then the eye pillow over your eyes. And take some nice deep breaths into the whole cavity of the body. And take some nice deep breaths into the shoulders. Begin to watch your belly rise and fall with the breath. So I had talked before about emptying out your body and your mind. Stay where you are in your reclined position. This time I want you to think about breathing in and filling up. So let your inhale and your exhale breath become balanced. Trying not to force it, but just bringing balance to the body, the mind, and the breath. And then start to relax the brow, the eyes, the face. Relax the jaw, perhaps opening and closing the mouth. Come into your own natural breath. And relaxing through the throat. Through the heart. And through the belly. All the way down to the limbs. All the way down to the toes, all the way down to the fingers. Fill up your body with peace. Fill up your body and your mind with peace. Find peace in your balanced breath. You can stay here as long as you wish. This video may end, but your practice did not. As you continue through your practice, just allow your body to feel, to breathe, to be. Fill it up with what you need. Let go of the stress and all of those thoughts that are going through the mind. And I invite you to stay here for as long as you wish. And when you're ready to come out, you'll eventually roll to one side and stay there for a few more breaths to just be. Stay as long as you wish. And when you do come back to seated posture, take that peace from the mind, body, and breath, and heart, and let it radiate from you to others. Namaste.